What is up, you guys? It's Nat. Welcome to my video. We are back with part 9 for Rags to Riches. Can you believe it? I can't. Uh. So I'm going to warn you guys ahead of time. This episode is a complete mess. But I'm getting it out to you guys because stuff happens and I couldn't just record a new episode, or at least in my opinion I couldn't. So guys, this episode is a mess and I do apologize, but I wanted to get out to you. It's my Friday upload, and as I mentioned before, I have a new contract job. My hours are just kind of like work when I can, but I want to, I treat YouTube not as my full-time job, obviously, because it is not my full-time job. My full-time job is a graphic designer, and even that I don't have a full-time job. I contract right now until I can find something permanent, but what I'm trying to say is I do treat it like a job, at least a part-time job, and I want to stay on top of my upload schedule, so that's why I'm trying to get this out to you guys, even though this episode is a total mess. Now, things happen this episode, and I was having so much fun with it, and the voiceover, in my opinion, was pretty good. And then when I was done recording for half an hour, realized that my audio, played, or recorded rather, for about 40 seconds, and then all of a sudden, all you could hear was my voice skipping, like I was in the middle of a word and it was just skipping. And then it just cut out. I guess my audio, malfunctioned, so it didn't record anything that I said. So I'm gonna do my best to dub over what I have here. I'm gonna be editing as I go, just because I don't know what parts are really important and which parts aren't. Also, I decided to make part of this a build, because in this episode, we do make a fair amount of money. I think by the end of it, no, I don't want to spoil it for you guys. You guys have to stay tuned to find out how much money we make. But basically, I decided to start upgrading his studio / apartment space. So we're not rich yet, guys, but I am putting a lot of the money back into the business itself. So yeah, but as you can see, we have 2 paintings on the wall right now. That's because I put his other paintings away, because these 2 are masterpieces. I believe one was worth, what? Unless they both were. I think they were both worth around 2,000 simoleons. I can't remember. And this is the bad part about having to dub over a Let's Play, is that I don't know. But by the end of this, guys, I promise you, we make a pretty penny, and we wind up upgrading. So I think right now I am just taking care of some of his needs and stuff like that. He's playing guitar because that's something that he's been wanting to do, and he's gonna max out his painting level soon, so figured it best that we, start working on that guitar skill too. Alright guys, so we are opening the business for the day. I have a couple more paintings up just because the walls were looking a little bit barren, and these paintings aren't that bad. They aren't worth over 1,000, at least, like the other ones, but, they're worth enough. And if you guys do remember, we're doing the exorbitant, the highest prices. We're basically doing 100% markup, so everything earns back double its worth. So I do think it makes the sales tactics a little bit more, difficult. It takes a little bit more time and dedication to get someone to buy something, but in the end, in my opinion, it is so worth it. For instance, I think one of these paintings, I can't remember, God, I want to say one of them is worth at least 2,000, so we wind up making back 4,000 simoleons on it. And, just for us to be upgrading our business, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of simoleons. So right now, we have someone in the store, and I don't know their name because I'm watching this playback on a very tiny screen. I don't think that's Moira. It doesn't look like her. But we're just sweet-talking her, trying to sell to her. And by the way, guys, let me know down in the comments below. I don't think that was English. Let me know down in the comments below what you think of the series so far. I know not many people are watching it right now, but the people who do seem to be relatively dedicated to seeing it every week when it comes out. Let me know what you're thinking for the future of this episode. I'm probably going to save all this kind of talk for the future of the episode for when we get into the building portion, because I don't want it to just be a plain build with music. But definitely, think about it. Let me know how you think the episodes are going. If you think things are getting a little bit too repetitive, what can I do to fix it, etc., etc. And again, I apologize, especially if for some reason this is the first episode that you're watching. This is not how my Let's Plays usually go. I never ever dub over afterwards, like a speed build or something, because obviously it's extremely, extremely difficult to know what's going on and at exactly what time and So this is your first episode for some reason, you should go back and watch episode 1. I promise I've gotten better as time has gone on, and I promise that this is not how I typically do my Let's Plays. Anyways, so we're trying to sweet talk someone, we're trying to sell these paintings. I think Moira does walk in. Yeah, Moira's right there in the green shirt. And that painting of the woman, I named her Moira because when he was painting this, she had like walked over or had called him or texted him or something. So I decided to name her Moira. So I thought it was a little bit disappointing that Moira wasn't buying her own painting. But oh well, we sell it. That's great. Let me see if I can see how much it's worth, just because I can't. Again, my playback is really small. Oh, does it say like nothing's for sale in the store because we didn't say anything for sale, or what is that? I don't even know. Well, hey, Shannon's here. All right, well, now that I have the screen a little bit bigger and I can actually see who's here, gonna speed this up a bit, just because we're hugging Shannon. Yeah, I don't know if it's this episode. I think it might have been in the last episode. I remember it was at some point when my voiceovers I was doing, or not a voiceover, but you know, one of the Let's Play episodes. I hope it wasn't this one. I hope it was last one, because I feel like my reaction was great. Finding out that Shannon is evil and mean. Because I was thinking, oh, like, you know, at some point, like, maybe I've been wanting to do a legacy challenge. Maybe when he makes enough money, we'll turn this into a legacy instead of a rags to riches. Once he gets to the richest point. And I was like, oh, maybe we can get with Shannon. Like, you know, who knows? Let's see what we can do. But, then I found out that she was mean and evil. And I was like, I don't know if I want my sim to hang around with those kinds of people. So... But anyways, alright, so I don't know who this chick is. I can't for some reason Tina comes to mind, but I don't think that's her name. But she decided to buy our Confident painting, so thanks Chica. I had a feeling that when we put the cheaper paintings up, those will obviously go first before our masterpieces. Speaking of masterpieces, how are those little pathetic flowers a masterpiece? I don't know. But regardless, these are 2 big bucks masterpiece items at the moment, and I knew if I put out cheaper paintings that people would go after them, or I'm sorry, Sims would go after them first. But again, right now just trying to build up those perk points by keeping the business open, and then also just trying to make as much money as we can. So I just figured, you know what, I think those were the only paintings we had in stock anyway. I was like, let's just sell everything. And one of our #1 customers, Moira, is ready to buy those pathetic flowers I was just talking about. Thanks, Moira. Oh, dang it. I keep missing. The screen is still relatively small, but I keep missing how much they're worth. I'm so sorry, you guys. This episode is a total mess right now, so I'm going to try to keep this portion, like, pretty short, and then just maybe focus on upgrading the building, which I feel like we had an episode where we upgraded the building not that long ago, but that was, like, when we first initially built the building, because before it was just a wall. So now it's kind of like, no, we're actually like renovating the business. We are actually building off of what we have. But anywho, we have this guy left, this one beautiful masterpiece, and we have Shannon and whoever this guy is. Oh, I just missed his name. We're trying to sell to both of them, but I do believe it's Shannon who winds up buying this piece. I think I named it Roberto. Yeah, because that guy storms off because he gets mad at us. And Matt gets, like, really upset. And I'm like, dude, don't even waste your time. And, like, it's not going well because he's bored. He's also hungry. So I'm getting worried that the sales tactics aren't going to work very well. But I do believe, because we do sell this painting, we wind up selling all the paintings, Shannon does wind up buying Roberto. Or whatever the painting's name is. I could have sworn I named it Roberto, though. But Shannon does buy it. So I'm just trying to, like, picture, like, evil, mean Shannon, like, sitting in her office or something, in her study, just, like, evilly contemplating the world and how she can ruin other Sims' lives with, like, Roberto just looming in the background on her wall. I don't know why. I should make that a thumbnail at some point. Or just make it as a picture. I don't know. Blah. But anywho, we're getting really close to selling to Shannon. Come on, Shannon. You know you wanna buy it. You know you wanna buy Roberto and bring him home. Yeah. Why am I so awkward? Yeah. Also, if this is your first episode that you're watching for some reason, again, I highly stress go back to episode 1. Start from the beginning like everybody else. And then come back here to this awful mess. If you don't know me by now, I'm very awkward. I stumble over my words a lot. I sometimes randomly break out into song. And I kind of remind myself of Linda Belcher from Bob's Burgers, if anybody else watches that. Like, you know, how she just, like, will randomly make a song out of something. I was always a theater kid growing up, so, like, right now I have my arms all stretched out even though you can't see it, and I just, like, make everything into a song. I'm that person who dances while I wait for the microwave in the kitchen. So, yeah, if you're new here, or if for some reason you just don't get it yet, I break out into song. I'm very strange. And I say a lot, which I'm trying to work on, but I can't help myself. Shannon is buying Roberto. And yeah, Roberto sold for almost 4,500 simoleons, so he was worth over $2,000 to start off. And like that, bada bing, bada bam, we sold all of our paintings. I do apologize for this mess of an episode, but we are about to jump into the build, or the renovation rather. But as you can see, we made just short of 10,000 simoleons today from those paintings. So if we had 4, then what? Each one averaged, I mean, more than 2,000, like 2,500 about. So yeah, not bad. Anywho, let's jump into the renovation. Alright guys, so we are back and we are renovating this art gallery / apartment space for our Sim Matthew. So yeah. I didn't really, I should have gone to this with more of a plan, but I've been kind of like under pressure with like time. And I mean, I don't hate how it came out. It'll get better over time, I promise. But I've decided to continue to stick with this kind of modern look. So we build it up, we make a second floor, we make this kind of like upstairs apartment for Matt where he can live. And I mean, the living space isn't bad. It's not very laid out in the sense of there are separate rooms. Actually, everything is kind of just combined together into one big room. Which is a little bit embarrassing, except for the bathroom. The bathroom is its own separate room, but it doesn't even have a door. I decided to put a little, oh, what's it called? Like the frames, like not the doors, but the frames, and I don't know. I just did it. Sue me. I don't care. But anyways, I was trying to go for a modern look, and like here, I do not know what's going on with this roof. I don't know what I'm doing. Trust me, it doesn't stay this way. I just wound up making 2 flat roofs. I was just trying to figure out something cool. I was trying to figure out a cool shape, but again, we don't have a whole lot of money to work with. I'm just trying to make more space for his paintings, trying to make the, you know, place a bit more lively, and also give him a nice place to live, because he's been building up this business, and he's been living in a little back room where, like, he had the teeniest, tiniest bedroom with a kitchen right in with it, and then a teeny tiny bathroom, and it just wasn't working out. So I want to give him a nice place to live, and obviously this isn't going to remain his home, because eventually he does have to move back to the home lot, so that'll save us some money when we go in to renovate again, and we can just get rid of the whole living space in general. It'll save us a lot of money, save us some room. But for now, just like tucking in this stairway in the back, because I was trying to figure out a good way to put it in there. I didn't want to make it too obvious, because I feel like if you have a business, you don't necessarily have your, like, just staircase there like, hey everybody, welcome, come on upstairs. But I don't think it worked out that badly, and I also locked the door so nobody but Matthew can go in, so I think he'll be fine. Also, throw in this couch, because it's kind of like modern, it looks cool to me, and I figured it'd be nice to place it as a seating area, but at the same time, again, started realizing, okay, I only have 15,000 simoleons to work with to upgrade this place, and we cannot forget that he needs to live. We get him a oven finally, so he can actually, like, you know, cook in his house and doesn't have to go and cook stuff on the grill. He finally has an oven. But I just had to stick with the 15,000 simoleon budget, and keep in mind that this was like an upstairs, like, temporary apartment over a, like, art exhibit / studio. So everything's pretty basic. I'll be posting screenshots at the end of this, because I do wind up having him paint for a while. I have him paint some realism paintings. He seems to have a lot of luck with those. We actually made a fair chunk of paintings, and a lot of them are actually masterpieces. So next episode, he is going to be rolling in the dough, guys. I think I'm going to start doing some of the painting, like, outside of the episodes, just because I don't want it to get boring and repetitive for you guys. I don't want every episode to be, hey, we're painting, hey, now we're selling them. Like, I want it, obviously it's a Let's Play, and I want you guys involved, but I don't want every single episode to be the same. So, yeah. And then I want to ask you guys, eventually, this business, what do we want to do? Do we want to sell it one day Maybe we can turn it into a museum. If we sell the business, I don't know if the lot disappears. I'll have to look into that, but hey, these are things that we can discuss at a later time. Let me in on your thoughts now. But just doing some landscaping out front, and right now just like fixing up his little garden in the back, but we're about to jump into the screenshots, and no, this fence doesn't stay. I get a little annoyed with the gate, and then all of a sudden my game just was not accepting this fence. It did not like where I was trying to put it, so we just put down some dirt, whatever. But anyways, guys, that was the quick renovation of his apartment and studio. Again, I apologize that this episode was a bit of a mess, but please let me know your thoughts down below, what you would like to see in future episodes. Definitely trying to move on and make some more money. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you check out my Twitter for updates. You know what? Twitter plug, Twitter plug, Twitter plug. There it is. I don't even have to say it for you. I mean, ItsNat_game, but you know, there it is. Now you've seen it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye, guys.